Hello, beautiful dance friends, and welcome to Technique Tips. Today we're going to be working on in and out arcs of the hip. The last video that I did was working on forward and back arcs of the hip, which involved a little twist of the foot, or the feet, as we did it, to keep our knees safe. If you want to check that one out, that is in our Technique Tips playlist. And I just wanted to make a little personal note on today's video, and that is I am recording this on my 51st birthday, which means I have been belly dancing in some form, learning or teaching or something for about 30 years now. So this is definitely a dance of longevity. This is a dance for people at any age, for people at any size. It embraces everyone. So please keep that in mind as you move forward in your dance journey with me, with other teachers you may have, and with each other. So let's talk about these in and out hip arcs. I'm going to go ahead and start with one heel off the floor. My feet are parallel and close together. We're going to be using these side body muscles, these oblique muscles, quite a bit for this moment. Now, when I say in and out, it's really out and back into our neutral place. So here's what I mean. My knees are bent. I'm going to squeeze here to lift that hip up and then take a little shift out. So yeah, I'm taking some pressure on the ball of this foot here where my heel is up. And then I'm going to just set that hip down without setting my heel down. My heel might lower some, but it's not going to hit the floor. My weight is still over on this side. Just a little bit of pressure over here to support that hip movement. To bring it back in, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to squeeze here, shorten the center of my body, lift it up, pull it back to center, boom, drop it down. I can drop it down soft on both sides, like that. Or I can drop it down hard here, drop down, bring it in, drop down. How do we make that hard drop happen? By contracting the opposite glute muscles, the booty right there. All right, so the hip that's going out and in, I go out, and now if I make a sudden contraction right over here, a little bit of work here, that's going to make a sharp drop on the out. Then I can come back in, same thing, squeeze the booty, a little squeeze there, boom, and we land that into the center. We're going to look at that on the other side. So same thing, same positioning. I have the working hips, foot off the floor, heel off the floor rather, bending both knees. I'm going to squeeze, send it out, more pressure into the foot, drop it down soft. Squeeze, bring it in, drop it down soft on the inside. Or I can squeeze the opposite booty cheek, a little bit of contraction here to go up, out, grab it, drop it hard, bring it up, in, grab and drop it hard, up, out, grab it, and up, in, grab it. And that whole time, the heel of that working hip is staying off the floor. All right. Now, of course, this is a move that can be done independently. You can just take them out, in, as a dance movement, or combine them with the forward and back twist, or there's other ways you can use this guy. So bring it out, in, sharp, or smooth. Other side, out, in, sharp, or out, in, smooth. And of course you can mix it up. You could go out smooth, in, sharp, whatever your desire is, whatever music is telling you to do in the moment. Now let's go ahead and drill this a little bit with a rhythm. All right, so the first thing I want to do is just practice that squeeze, shortening in here, squeezing the side muscle to lift the hip up. So as I'm doing this, I'm not pushing any weight into the floor. I'm just squeezing up, down, squeeze it up, just your basic hip up. Get this little guy warmed up before we go into drilling. And up, let's do the other side. Squeeze it up, release it down. And right now we're not doing that hard contraction down. I'm going to do some future videos on hip drops and hip drop variations. Those are coming up soon. Squeeze and release it down. Squeeze it up, release it down. 2 more. Squeeze it up, release it down, squeeze it up, release it down. Switch sides. All right, we're going to take a nice slow and smooth up and out, up and in. All right, no booty contraction yet. Here we go. Foot off the floor. Squeeze out, set it down smooth, squeeze in, set it down. Squeeze is here, out, set it down, squeeze in, set it down. Still important to note, I'm not really pushing into the floor to get the hip to come up, but I am using the ball of this foot as a little bit of extra support as I take my hip weight out to the side. And squeeze in, down, and squeeze out, down, and squeeze in, down. We're going to switch sides. Right heel down, left heel up, both knees bent. Left side squeezes. Here we go. Squeeze out, down, still smooth. Squeeze in, down, and squeeze out, down. Notice how everything up above is staying nice and still. So that's why we bend those knees, so we can keep our head level. Everything else is completely relaxed, uninvolved. Squeeze in, down. Just a couple more here. Squeeze out, down. Squeeze in, down. Squeezing is here. One more in. Squeeze in, down. All right. Coming back to our right hip working. We're going to take that sharp contraction, or at least try to squeeze the booty on those downs. Make it nice and sharp. Here we go. Heel off the floor. Squeeze down. Squeeze in, down. Oh yeah, and we're going a little faster. Squeeze in, down. Squeeze out, down. I find the sharp ones are easier for me if I go a little faster, because then I really get that good punch at the end of it. One more. Squeeze out. Boom and boom. So all of that was achieved by contracting my left booty cheek to get that nice sharp down. So on the left hip, we're going to work the right booty cheek. Bend it. We go. Squeeze out, down, squeeze in, down. Down, squeeze in, down. Squeeze out, down, squeeze in, down. Keep this going. Squeeze out, down, squeeze in, down. Squeeze out, down. 2 more here. And 1. And squeeze in, down, and release. All right. Thank you for joining me for the drill, and I will see you next week on Technique Tuesday. Please remember to like this video and subscribe, and enter any comments or questions you may have in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think.